This video is about lesson 7-7, which is called multiple step problem solving. So we will be solving word problems that require us to take more than one step in order to get to the final answer. Remember back to earlier this year, we have discussed multiple strategies for solving word problems. The two that we have focused the most on is the CUBES acronym and making a what do we know, what do we need to know chart. So with CUBES, remember that we are going to circle the important numbers, underline the question, box any key math words. Those would be words that tell us what operation to do, like in all or fewer than. Eliminate any unnecessary information, solve, and make sure your answer makes sense. With our know, need to know chart, on the left we're going to put all the pieces of information that we know. And on the right, you'll write any pieces of information that you need to know in order to solve the answer. And then we kind of work backwards and we start with what we need to know, find those things out, and then you can solve the problem. So as we move forward in this lesson, be sure that if you need to, you are using one or both of these strategies. I'm going to use CUBES to help solve this problem. Tom bought 8 chicken legs and 5 steaks. Each chicken leg weighed 0.35 pounds and each steak weighed 1.25 pounds. How many pounds of meat did Tom buy in all? So first I'm going to circle my important numbers, underline the question, box any important math words. Each is important. It tells me I'll need to multiply. And in the bottom, in all is important. That usually means that we'll be adding. I can eliminate any other information. In this particular problem, there isn't really anything that is too unnecessary. And now I can solve and see if it makes sense. So I'm just going to kind of talk through a know, need to know chart. I know how many chicken legs he bought, 8, and each of them was 0.35 pounds. I know each tells me to multiply as we discussed. I know he bought, whoops, I forgot to circle the 5. For steaks, he bought 5 steaks and each is 1.25 pounds. So those are some things I know. What I need to know is how much the chicken weighed in all, how much the steak weighed in all, and then I can add it up to find out how much he bought in all. So notice that we are multiplying our decimals and whole numbers in this case. So we'll need to think back to topic 6. I'm going to, for the first one, multiply as though they're whole numbers. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 3 is 24. Plus 4 is 28. 280, but I have 2 numbers after the decimal point. So I need 2 numbers after the decimal point in my answer for a final answer of 2.80 or 2.8. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the weight of the steaks. Multiply it together. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 2 plus 2 is 12. 5 times 1 plus 1 is 6. And again, I have 2 numbers after the decimal point. So I'm going to move my decimal point in the answer. So I also have 2 numbers after the decimal point for a final answer of 6.25. This would be step 1. And step 2 is to find the total in all, meaning I need to add up my decimals to get the final weight of both of the chicken legs and the steak. And when I add that up and bring my decimal straight down, I get 9.05 pounds. LBS is the abbreviation for pounds. I'm going to go through one more example to help you see how to use CUBES to help solve a multi-step problem. First, read the problem and reread it if you need to. Mary bought 2 sweaters that cost $12.99 each. The tax cost her $4.39. She paid the cashier $50. How much change did she get? So, C, circle the numbers. I have $12.99, which is the cost of the sweaters. And she bought 2 sweaters. Tax $4.39 and I see $50 here. I'm going to underline the question. Box any key math words. I see each, which we talked about in the last slide, usually hints at times. And I'm going to box the word change. This is kind of an unusual math word, but change is telling me to subtract, because if I go to the store and let's say my food costs $10 and I give them $20, we calculate change by subtracting the two. And now I can eliminate what I don't need. Unfortunately, there isn't too much extra here. And now I can solve and make sure it makes sense. I'm going to kind of go through in my head what I know and what I need to know and jot down some notes as well to further help me. I know that the sweaters are $12.99 each, and we said each hints at times, and she bought 2 of those. So I know that I'm going to need to figure that out. I also know that the tax was $4.39 and that she paid with a $50 bill. I'm going to jot that down. And I want to know the change. So I know at the end I'm going to have to subtract something. We'll be subtracting what she paid with how much it cost. But this is what we need to figure out. How much did it cost in all? So my first step is to figure out $12.99 times 2, how much the sweaters cost. Then to that, I'll add on the tax, and that will be my total cost, which will go here. And finally, I will subtract the 2 to get my answer. So this is a 3-step problem. So let's get started. 12.99 times 2. 9 times 2 is 18. Plus 1 is 19 there. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 and 2. I need 2 numbers after my decimal point. So she spent $25.98 on sweaters. And now I need to add my tax to that. 25.98 plus tax is just added on once, so I can go ahead and add these things up and bring my decimal point straight down. So her total cost was 30.37, and now I can subtract the 2. 50.00 minus 30.37, whoops. I'm going to have to do some borrowing here. 10 minus 7 is 3, 9 minus 3 is 6, 9 minus 0 is 9, and 4 minus 3 is 1. I'm going to bring my decimal point straight down for a final answer of $19.63 in change. I want you to go ahead and use the cube strategy or make a need-to-know chart or whatever strategy works best for you to solve this multi-step problem. Using this chart, it shows you how much it costs for a different number of sodas. So to buy 1 soda is $1.09. If you buy a pack of 2, it's $2 even. And if you buy a pack of 6 sodas, it's $5.94. I want to know how much money 6 students would save if they bought the bottom 6-pack rather than each buying individual sodas for the 6 of them. Individual means just 1. So how much would they save if they bought the 6-pack rather than the 6 of them each buying 1? Write that on your blue sheet. Good luck.